I recently sent an email to my email list. The title of it was, "You are not the doer. All is God's will." Let me read out the email to you, and then we're going to discuss how to bring this realization of non-doership and therefore total surrender into your direct experience. So firstly, I said, we struggle with this whole notion of non-doership because we keep believing in the reality of me, of me that is there. Then we get scared because I, as the person, don't have choice. We have to realize that you are not the doer is not implying that you are a something that does not have choice. The very reality of the you that you take yourself to be that has choice or doesn't have choice is what is coming under question. The very I that I conceive myself to be is what we are seeing the unreality of. We are seeing that I is not what I truly am. The person that I conceive myself to be is not what I truly am. That is only my conceptual self-image. And just a few moments, again, if you're getting confused, we're going to dive into this with a visual and you're going to understand it completely. So just follow along. So what I conceive myself to be, that which has free will or does not have free will, is only my conceptual self-image. So the question of its will is, of course, also unreal and equally an idea. So if what I take myself to be that has free will or doesn't have free will is only the self-image, it's not really actually myself, then how can something that is unreal have free will? So you see, the whole notion of free will is only as real as the ego, which itself is unreal. That's what I also came across in the teachings of Ramana Maharshi the other day. He said something along the lines of, free will is real as long as you take the ego to be real. Without the ego, there's no notion of free will or surrender. We're going to go deeper into this in just a second. So, the question of its will is also, of course, unreal because this whole self-image is equally an idea. There's only the one. There's only God. All is that. This notion of non-doership is only frightening and confusing as long as there is a strong idea of me and my life. As long as that stays intact, the whole notion of non-doership will evoke fear. Fear needs an I on behalf of which to arise. If you begin to see the unreality of the I that you conceive yourself to be, then where is the fear? If you begin to see that you are not the personal self, then who is left to be scared? So let me now bring up my visual. By the way, if you wish to join my email list, I send a few emails like this that are going to be helpful to your practice every week. You can just go to my website, awakenwithsunny.com. I'll link it down below, and just scroll down on the main page and you can just subscribe to my newsletter here. Okay? So these messages will really help you with your practice. I send a few valuable emails per week with the intention to help you with your practice. Never any promotional spam. So that will be in the link below. So let me pull up the visual for you. Let's go with this. Great. So, as I said in the email, the whole notion of free will only strikes fear as long as you continue to conceive of yourself as the person. Because then when you hear that there's no free will, the person that you conceive yourself to be, on behalf of that identity, on behalf of that self-image, we become afraid because now I don't have control. I don't have the freedom to choose. The teaching is, the non-doership teaching, the surrender teaching is not telling you that you are a person that doesn't have control. The non-doership teaching is telling you that the person that you take yourself to be is not who you are. So the question of its control over life is just completely illusory. It will only stay intact as long as you continue to conceive of yourself as a person. And the whole teaching of non-doership will only continue to evoke fear within your heart as long as you continue to conceive of yourself as a person. So instead of battling against the teaching of non-doership, start to notice that to understand this, to understand the implications of it, and to live by this teaching, to grow in its conviction, you have to allow yourself to consider the possibility that you are not a mere person. A person which is just the experience of the body along with thoughts, sensations, emotions. Package that up and that's the person. But that is an experience that is constantly changing. So if you look at these three layers, the body is constantly changing, witnessed to change. Thoughts, sensations, emotions, witnessed to constantly change. Presence, identity, I, never changes. It accompanies all this change. It itself never changes. You are not the body that acts. You are not the thoughts which decide what to do. Of all of this activity, you are only the changeless witness. Self. Now notice that from this standpoint, there's no fear when you hear there's no doership, there's no free will. As you start to abide here, which is the main practice, right, of self-inquiry meditation, you are constantly turning your gaze away from all these changeful objects, and you are bringing yourself back and resting as this, just as the awareness, beingness. Because this automatically starts to reveal to you the nature of things. You start to understand that I am not the changeful phenomena. All of doing is an appearance. Even the body that is doing is a changeful appearance that I am witnessing. Even the thoughts which are deciding what to do are a changeful appearance that I am only the witness to. As the witness, you cannot ever be afraid, because even fear arises merely as thought and emotion, of which also you are merely the witness. So I want you to take an example of the movie screen. You go to the movies and you sit down and you're looking at the screen, and there's a whole movie being played, a whole scene. There's a character, a body, a person, and he or she is thinking about what to do. And then they think about what to do, they decide, and then the body acts, and they do that action. And they experience the situation or circumstance or the consequence of their action. Notice how the consequence of their action, the world that is appearing, the movie world, the body that is in that world, the person that is in that world, and the person's thought process about what to do in that world are all a part of the scene that is playing. The screen is entirely unaffected. You are the screen on which this whole play of deciding what to do, thinking, doing, experiencing is happening. You are not the person that is on the screen deciding what to do and doing it. You are only the witness of the appearance of the person thinking and deciding and doing. It's not that you don't have doership as a person. The teaching is you are not the person that appears to be doing and thinking. Of course, the person is the doer. And of course, the movie character inside of the movie has control. It feels like it has control. But in truth, the whole movie is just playing. Even the person feeling like it has control is part of the movie that is playing. I hope that it's making sense. This is what you have to understand about doership. As long as you continue to conceive of yourself as a person, you will struggle against this notion that I don't have choice. Of course, in personal day-to-day life, you feel you have choice, and that's fine. Live like that. Think of what's the best decision to make and make that decision and live your life with good values and make the best decision possible. But you have to keep on returning to that practice of noticing the awareness, which is at the heart of every experience. That is why Nisargadatta Maharaj constantly says, return to I am, return to I am. That's why Ramana Maharshi keeps saying, ask yourself, who am I? Because this is the core practice of all of these non-duality teachings. Return to the ever-present, changeless witnessing. You are this. You are that which sees all of this appearance, all of this changeful phenomena, within which there's the notion of doing and this and that, but you are not in it. You are not in this dream. The whole dream is happening in you. You are not the person that you appear to be. It is an appearance in you. You are not the doer. You are not the thinker. You're not the decider. Doing, deciding, thinking are appearances to you, in you. You are only the witness. Once you just keep... So even if today's conversation made like no sense to you and it was totally abstract, as long as you just keep returning to the fact I am, which is the essence of our meditation practice, just returning and abiding as awareness, all of this will naturally start to make sense to you. Because as you continue to return to the awareness that you are, just being as you are, naturally you will start to notice that you are not the thinking that's happening. You are not the doing that's happening. That's appearing to happen. That's why the main teaching is be as you are. And this is what will help you totally dissolve this whole illusion of doership without becoming afraid. How am I not the doer? Then what do I do? You can only have fear as a person, my friend. Start to recognize your impersonal nature, impersonal beingness. And all of this, it moves according to its own laws. As you begin to realize non-doership, sure, you may have a shaky phase where you need to balance things out a little bit and get used to the new way of being, but all of this will take care of itself. Nothing falls apart. You have nothing to fear. Even when fear arises, just return to yourself. Become aware of yourself. You never have anything to fear. In presence, your fear will dissolve. In presence, your confusions will dissolve. In presence, all of your misunderstandings and belief in illusion will dissolve. Enough just mentally, conceptually watching these videos and reading these books. You need to practice. Practice, practice, practice. I hope that you got a lot of value out of that video. If you do want to go deeper into the practice of what we covered in today's video, take a look at my self-inquiry guide. You can download it in the description box for completely free. It will teach you step by step exactly how to practice self-inquiry and take your practice deeper. Okay? It's a wonderful resource there for you. And if you are looking for more hands-on help and you want to get a more structured approach to your practice, then consider our School of Awakening. It is an amazing program where you get step-by-step instruction. Every single day I will lead you deeper into this practice. So we have an amazing course over here. Along with that, we have a great community group. Anytime that you have a question, you can simply post it here and I'm able to answer it for you. We also do weekly meetings. So as you'll see, we have a Q&A coming up tomorrow. We do 2 Q&As per week. We do a guided meditation every week, live on Zoom. And all in all, you can connect with other members from all around the world who are doing this practice and growing in the understanding of their true self, awakening to their true self together. So it's just an amazing resource. It really gives you the structure, the guidance, and the support that you need to grow in this understanding experientially. So I'll leave the link down below for that as well. If you're interested, definitely check it out. That's all for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.